Welcome to another edition of Behind the Bars TV. So, in this episode, people, I'm going to be talking about a Bedfordshire police officer who has just recently been jailed for targeting vulnerable teenage girls. So, this absolute bacon of a copper has been targeting vulnerable teenage girls. So, he has actually just been sentenced to a total of 42 months in prison for these offences. So I will get into it and start talking about what he actually done. So it does say that obviously former Bedfordshire police officer who targeted vulnerable teenage girls over social media for gratification has been jailed for more than 3 years. Now, obviously, as I've mentioned previously, if you've been following my channel for a while, there's certain words you cannot say here on YouTube and TikTok, because I am live across both platforms here. But Elliot Wright, who is 29-year-old from Henlow, Bedfordshire, was working as a police officer in the Collaborated Roads Policing Unit when he arranged to meet a teenage girl who was at risk after finishing his shift on March the 21st of this year. So at the time, the girl from Hertfordshire was subject to a deprivation of liberty order for her own safety. Now, anyone who doesn't know what this means, a deprivation of liberty order, obviously somebody who is vulnerable and at risk has their liberty taken away from them for their own safety, as you can quite imagine. So obviously with him being a copper, he'll know these sort of things because they probably have been called out previously to keep an eye on this vulnerable teenage girl. So staff at the care home contacted police when they saw her getting into a car, and officers were able to track down Elliot Wright's vehicle near his home in Bedfordshire a short time later, and he was then arrested. But the young victim told the police that Wright had asked her to delete his messages before he was stopped. Obviously, when he's being flashed up, when he's in the car, he's actually told the young lass to delete the messages what he had been sending her. So this sick individual, Bacon, knew exactly what he was doing. And it does go on to say that following his arrest by Hertfordshire Constabulary officers, detectives traced further potential victims on his social media, including a 16-year-old girl that he had paid in return for images. Obviously, you know what I'm trying to say, but I'll not say the full term. So she was at risk as well. Sorry, 2 seconds, because none of the camera has just moved. So an investigation into Elliot Wright by Hertfordshire Constabulary sorry about that, 2 seconds. People, I did have to pause that a second because of the So it did go on to see an investigation into Elliot Wright, which was led by Hertfordshire Constabulary, showed he had been aware she was vulnerable and often needed money to buy food. He offered her £3 on one occasion for images. What a sick, disgusting individual. So he was charged and was immediately suspended by Bedfordshire police at the time of his arrest. He had his vetting removed and was dismissed from the force in July. Wright pleaded guilty to 3 counts of inciting the exploitation of a youngster, arranging the exploitation, abduction of a child in care, paying for the services of a child, and perverting the course of justice, A further charge of misconduct in a public office, which he denied, was ordered to lay on his file. He was sentenced by a High Court judge at St Albans Crown Court on Wednesday, October the 16th, to a total of 42 months in prison. A measly 42 months. He'll serve less than 2 years inside of prison for them offences that he committed. Imagine if he hadn't stopped, or if he hadn't have been caught, what else his offending would have went on to lead to. And he was sentenced to a measly 42 months for these type of offences whilst he was a serving police officer. It just goes to show the type of sentences that they're dishing out lately. And these type of offenders are getting absolutely shocking sentences. So Detective Inspector Fair Tooley from Hertfordshire Constabulary Safeguarding Command said, firstly, I would like to praise both victims who have been incredibly brave and cooperative through this difficult period. They have been supported by specialist child exploitation officers throughout the investigation. Does go on to say that Detective Inspector Tooley added, Elliot Wright has brought shame on the policing profession. His victims needed help and support, and he offered the complete opposite. So obviously, like I've just mentioned, getting that sort of sentence for this, I mean, even them coppers that have investigated him and getting him where he belongs to be will actually be disgusted in the sentence that he's received as well. I don't know where they actually get these sentencing guidelines from to give out sentences like this. It's absolutely horrendous. Yeah, but goes on to say, obviously, instead, Wright exploited their vulnerability for his own gratification and abused his position of trust. The public rightly expects the highest level of personal standards and professional behaviour by police officers, and Wright has undermined this. I hope today's custodial sentence provides some reassurance that we take these cases seriously and will always provide full support and seek to bring offenders to justice. Being a victim of offences is never your fault, and we have specially trained officers on hand to help in these situations. So that's obviously what the officer went on to say afterwards. But again, these type of offenders are getting shitty little sentences like that when it is not a deterrent to these other beasts. Because like I say, I've done a lot of these type of videos, bringing it to the people's attention, because everyone's but everyone likes to hear these type of stories, because the mainstream media hardly ever puts these type of videos or content up on the channel, or if they do, there might be snippets here and there, and obviously a lot of people don't see them, and a lot of people only watch YouTube channels like this to hear about these type of stories, and I will be bringing more of them, because you lot watching this, the subscribers, want to hear these type of stories, and I will be bringing them to your attention. So I'll be doing these type of videos every day, and that's like I mentioned yesterday, if you're new to the channel, I'm doing these lives, and it gives the viewers a chance to interact if they are watching it and subscribing and seeing what other people are saying in the comment section. But if there is anyone wanting any of the videos covered, let me know and I will get them up. But what I've been doing with these lives as well, once of getting the video out the way, I will interact with the subscribers. So if anyone is on the channel now wanting any questions or any feedback, hit away, people. I will do a quick interaction with you as well. I have a little bit of time. So Pomp here, this is what, I'll put it up on the screen now, has said rhymes with anchor. That's what they think of that police officer. So Hoda, morning, how are you doing? Hope everyone's keeping well. Now, this video is obviously it's been live streamed, but I think I've put it to be scheduled, so it will upload onto my YouTube channel later on today as well. Yeah, because like I say, a lot of people aren't on this early in the morning. Most of my viewers and subscribers are more active later on in the day. But I have, like I've mentioned, will upload this later on. So SH Legal says, David Robinson, Cumbria police worker. I think that's what he's wanting us to have a look into. So I will have a look into that. Like I say, I'm doing exactly what you lot are wanting to see, the viewers. And if you are new to the channel, everyone is enjoying watching the bacon bashers. So just like this copper here, Elliot Wright, he will be on the VP wings with the rest of the bacons inside of prison. But he will be getting a bit of a hard time, just like he deserves, because obviously a bacon copper inside of prison isn't going to be welcomed in very lightly, especially even off the other bacons. The other bacons will probably despise him as well, because there is, believe it or not, hierarchy on the bacon wings. Some of the bacons that are in for offences against adults instead of children think that they are better than the ones that have had the offences against the younger ones, believe it or not. But a lot of the times, these are the ones that act out their own prison justice. And like I've done videos previously where inmates have been murdered, the chomos, the bacons, the hairy apes have been murdered off the other prisoners. And it's normally always these type of offenders that have killed the chomos inside of prison. Now, chomos is a Yankee, an American slang term for a bacon. So, Annie Monaghan, shout out from Australia. I think you're quite ahead over there. Maybe it's about 12 hours ahead, so it'll be nighttime over there. Elizabeth Jones, hello from Scotland. How are you doing? Like I say, my subscribers and viewers are from all over the world. So Hodor says, what about one on Jimmy Savile or Peter Sutcliffe? If that's what you want to see, I can do that for you. I will get a video up about those bacons, worst of the worst. So Elizabeth Jones, oh sorry, I'll come back to that one. So what a funny name. Microwaved Soda Expo. Hi from Queens, New York City. Elizabeth Jones, good. Thank you. Love your channel. Thank you for your feedback and thank you for your continued support. And obviously, like I say, I'm interacting with the viewers at the end of my lives. So if you are wanting to catch me lives, I do them throughout the day spontaneously whenever I get the chance, but they will be uploaded later on in the day. So Howard Elder, morning from the Highlands up in Scotland. Like I say, whoever's new to my channel, all of these people I'm mentioning here, I've noticed a lot of the names have been around quite a while, and they are long-term subscribers. Pompey, hello from Portsmouth. So SH Legal says, is that I-Wing Durham on the picture? I'm not quite sure where this image is in the background or on the green screen, but I-Wing is one of the wings I've never been on inside of Durham. That was, I think, the smallest wing inside of Durham. When I was in there, I think they had about 10 inmates on. I think it was inmates that was suffering with the mental health who were on that wing. So South London says, hello from shitty London. Oh. Everywhere's shitty in the UK at the minute. Nah, it's not that bad. So the real honest truth. Says, great channel, Ricky. Hope keep up the hard work, mate. Thank you, pal. Right, I'm going to do a couple of more minutes, people. If anyone else is wanting a shout out on this video, let us know. And like I say, if you have just joined, this video will be uploading later on today if you missed it. And it was about the police officer from Bedfordshire, Bacon, who has just been sentenced to 42 months in prison. So Elizabeth says, I'm a newbie, so catching up on your videos, been following the Delphi murders, and yesterday he was finally, after 7 years, found guilty. Good luck to him in jail. Well, I've not up to scratch on that case, but I will have a look at it since you mentioned it. So Howard says, yes, mate, been with you a while, but first time I've caught you on a live. Have a good day. Same to you, Howard. I know you've been a long time subscriber. I remember the name and you're always commenting. So thanks for your continued support. This channel is taking off loads at the minute. It is went up at a very good rate. It's up to 76,000 subscribers at the minute. So Sims, however you pronounce that, says, howdy, how do you do? So this microwaved soda expo says, what does nonce mean? If you have a look on my previous videos, there's a video that I've just done on it, and it stands for not on normal courtyard exercise, which means they can't be mixed with the normal prisoners. Nonce means a bacon, and a bacon is a pedophile, a chomo, as you lot say over in America. A pig, that's what it is there, because sometimes you can't say what it actually means because, as you can imagine, it gets flagged up on YouTube and TikTok. Right, people, I'm going to end this here, but there will be more videos coming up. So thanks for your continued support. And like I've just mentioned, if you missed this, it will be uploaded later on. Take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.